Hello and welcome, guys, to the first episode of PaintWater Soup.
Fuck, wrong cup. Ugh. Yeah, guys, welcome to PaintWater Soup, a podcast about miniature painting and love and support in the community. Or maybe just two Europeans trying to speak English and talking about toy soldiers. As always, hosted by
Peter.
And the bear. Welcome, guys. So today we're going to talk about who's Peter. I'm next. How did we start, or how did he start in the hobby, and what have butterflies to do with the hobby?
Yeah, this episode is called The Butterfly Effect. More about that later.
So all episodes will follow mostly kind of this structure. First, there's a bit of story time, a little bit of warm-up talk, and then we will go on with what we've painted, what we've worked on for our channels and stuff. We have a main topic, and then there's the horrible wordplay of barely legal. Yes, I thought about that. And that's just the hobby cheats. And also Wittness this minis, which is Peter's favorite topic, where we talk about one or up to 1,000 cool minis we saw.
Yeah, we want to witness your work as well, of course.
Yeah, send it in. Join the Discord. There will be a link. All right, Peter, this one is all about you. I want to know, how did you get into the hobby and what are your plans?
Let's take it back to the beginning. I was always a part of like a guy group, and guys always tend to have like they have to have something to hang out around. We can't just like take a coffee. We have to have some kind of hobby or something to meet up. And one time ago, I think it was like more than 10 years ago, that thing was Warhammer. I had to get into Warhammer to be still in the group. At that time, I just bought a painted army, and I just got into playing just to hang out with the guys. It was kind of fun, but I didn't get that bit by then. And then about a little over a year ago now, in autumn of 2020, it was a summer that me and my friend, we were like, okay, we don't hang out anymore. What do? We have to have some kind of thing to do. And we just decided to, okay, let's dig out those armies. Let's just see if we can play some matches again. And we did, and this time it was really fun. We started playing a lot, and for his birthday, I actually found like we had this box of bits that everybody had just put together, like, okay, this is all the bits for all the teams and stuff like that. So, and I found like sprue. Okay, what's this? And and I sent him pictures, and he was like, my God, I think that might be Blood Knights. And I was like, okay, what's Blood Knights? And he told me that they were like you couldn't get them anywhere and everything like that. So are they intact? Are they complete? And he was like in Greece when this happened. He was like on a vacation. So I found all the pieces. I told him that now that wasn't complete. And I put them together and I painted them for him, so he had them for his birthday when he came,
nice.
The next time. And that was really my first, like, God, painting is really fun. Yeah, it was, and I started to okay, so how do I do this color? How do I do that? And that's how I found, the guys like Emil, Vince, Scott, and I mean, I fell down the YouTube hole and just wanted to learn all of it, really. So, and then I just decided to start my own army. And I think, like most of us do, I think I just okay. I'm going to do it like all by myself, whole army, and I chose the AURE Kingdoms.
Oh, nice.
We play Warhammer Fantasy Battle, so we have square bases on our guys. And then I used to put like the first mini I painted for that army up on Instagram, and like 2 days later I had people asking me for like, would you paint my stuff? And,
Nice.
and that was like really the way I took. I was very underpaid, but I had very fun doing it, and it was so fun, you know, to paint stuff for yes, it was different stuff, and not like I had to paint them in the same color scheme all the way. It was like it was like one-offs, and it really. But I could sit with like a 28 or just a D&D miniature with horrible plastic for like 5 hours just trying to get that blend. But yeah, and I think I did the first miniatures. I think I did like 20 of them, like for like 1,000 kroners or something like that. And
What's that in euros?
like. I think like 880 right now. If you it's yeah.
It's Swedish kronas. So he's showing me Danish kronas, Swedish kronas. It's 94 euros, so around $80, I think.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah.
But so it was way too little for the time that I put in, but he was happy and I was happy just being able to paint something else, and then it just snowballed from there, really. And I just put on a Fiverr, started painting more, and then really the hobbies, the community side of it all came into aspect. At first it was like, not to forget that this was during COVID, so you couldn't go out. I couldn't hang out with anybody. I was just sitting at home painting, really. And it felt like you could do something. I mean, I've always been like a gamer, but game is like, okay, you turn it off or you finish the game and that's it. You don't have a receipt of having completed something. And this was like, I've done something. And of course, when you showed people, you had the appreciation of it. And that really fed something in me, being like feeling like appreciated in hard times that COVID was, really. But so so the community side of it all, just Discord channels, having guys to talk to around the world just about this hobby was something that spurred it on further, and that's been the story ever since, really. And then we'll have to talk about the big thing later in the topic, I think.
Yeah, that we will talk about the big thing later. Funny thing is, you're sitting in Sweden right now.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here in Germany, and we met through the Discord of a. I don't think many people would know him. What's his name? Squid Monk or something? I don't know.
Something weird. He's always talking about like some kind of subscribe button when I see him.
Yeah, and he's always accompanied by Harry Potter. That's what I remember. But he's like this really small time YouTuber. Sorry, Emma, please don't hit me. And we met there. and that through like a secret Santa exchange or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we just hit it off.
I think it was Easter.
Or Easter, yeah. Yeah.
It was Easter. I sent. I don't remember who I sent it to, but in Sweden we have those really big eggs that we get candy. So I sent like a big egg of like terrain stuff to someone.
Yeah, the topic was like terrain stuff. I got a lot of cool shit. It was amazing.
It
was really amazing.
Loads of like 3D printed stuff for me. So I was like, God, I'm gonna cut this up.
Yeah, I received such nice stuff, and for you, I went like, okay, I'm in a printing frenzy. I barely know this dude, but you can always use 3D printed bases and stuff. And I was like printing like a maniac, putting it in the box and hitting it up with a lot of German candy. I hope you didn't get diabetes.
No. It was perfect for. I was at the playground with the kid when I picked up the box. I remember. So I was having the box with candy on like a table, and he was like playing with the slide. And I was like standing there and munching. Hey, you go on. I'm over here. I'm munching. Not mentioning munching, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, you go play.
Yeah. What's that you're eating? Nothing.
Just found a leaf.
yeah. We do have a really good thing. My son, he don't like chocolate, so I can just say, what's that? And he it's chocolate. Oh, okay then.
I don't want chocolate.
No, he don't want chocolate. No.
Oh yeah. Fine. This is this is kind of the story how we met, and yeah, then we just hit it off. And I don't know about this podcast thing. I mean, I started my channel. I will be talking about my shit in the next episode, but you had the idea to start a podcast, and I for myself had the idea to start a podcast, and then we talked about starting a podcast. And everyone was like, "Yeah, I had the same idea. Let's go. Let's do it."
Yeah. It's so weird. I mean, when I get into something, I talk about it with my girlfriend sometimes. That it's of course she thinks it's kind of annoying, but I have like this focus. Like if I find something that I want to do that I feel like I'm driving towards. Then I'm focusing in, and so what I did when I started out was like I watched every video. I mean, I watched all of the YouTube, the hobby sheeting stuff, and then listening to all the podcasts. So, and I felt like
all
still
like
room.
the two.
Yeah. No, but I mean. I feel like it was still room in the hobby for more. I think So that's why I wanted to do this really, and then of course everything that has happened since we started to talk about it is just been like a receipt for me to like, okay, I want to give everything more back. I want to invest. So.
Yeah, so we will try to do this like on a bi-weekly basis, I think.
Yeah.
There may be a week when we can't make it and stuff. Sometimes we will record in the morning or in the evening or whatever. Luckily, we are in the same time zone, so this shouldn't be a problem. What was amazing?
A short disclaimer is that I don't have cat. You have a dog. But we. You have a dog, but I have a small kid. He's like 3.5. So today, right now, he's out with his mom, but he might come home, and we might have to like do something about that.
Yeah. So my dogs are with my daughter right now. I have a teenage daughter, so somebody bursting into the podcast and yelling gibberish is not.
Yelling gibberish in German, though. It's
German gibberish.
German gibberish is good gibberish.
Or accusing me of stupid stuff could also happen. We should do like the German and the Swedish word of the day for the next episodes.
Oh, that's something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to like having in the future when we might invite guests or something like that, like having a Swedish guest or a German guest, and like, okay, what are those guys talking about? Like trying to interpret it.
The next 2 minutes are represented in the home language of.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh shit. Yeah, you were talking about guests, and this is the amazing thing about this community. As bold as I am, I went on and asked people if they want to join us in the podcast, and I have a list of guests that never heard this podcast because we haven't done any episodes, and already said they will be on the show. So
maybe they changed their mind after listening to this one. I don't know.
It could happen. And they listened to the first episode and they're like, nope, I'm opting out. Thank you. So this was your journey into the hobby. And just let me get my interview skills warmed up a bit. So what was the first paint set you got? Do you remember that?
The first paint set. So with the bits box that I told you about earlier, there was actually some like 10-year-old Citadel paints in that, and some of them actually still worked. So I used those, and then I went down to a Games Workshop store and I bought like a crazy overpriced, like a little starter box with like, I think it's like 10 colors and one brush or something like that.
Yeah.
And I started out with that. And when I got the commission going in, and I felt like, okay, I need like a range of colors. I didn't, I wasn't in like, mixing myself yet, so I think like, okay, I have to have all the colors. So I bought, and then I looked at all the YouTube videos at that time, and everybody was raging about scale 75. And like, it's the best color. It's so hard to work with, but if you could just get in directly and learn with it, and so I got like the whole set. But I did, however, get the fantasy and game set. So it isn't that matte. It's more like a matte satin. And it was way easier to work with. I was like, oh, this isn't that hard. And then when I actually got an MM set for Scale 75, I was like, oh, okay, I see what people are talking about. This is matte. Yeah, but. So yeah, that was my first sets. Yeah.
Did you immediately start to use like Kolinsky brushes, or did you start out with the synthetics?
Synthetics. Yeah. My family has always been very like arts and craftsy, so I stole some brushes from my mom. She paints with like she has a studio and she paints furnitures like for kids, so it's and cool. She has like so you can just go there and take a snippet of brushes and okay, like I'm home, right? Everything that is owned by your parents is yours by legally right. So
I don't know how many times I emptied the fridge at my old home.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit. I'm going shopping. I'm going out shopping for supplies, and that meant I went to my mom's house and emptied the fridge. And I will get the revenge when my daughter will leave the house. I mean, she's emptying the fridge on a daily basis right now, so it won't change anything.
Nope.
All right. So, be honest. Did you ruin your first Kolinsky brush?
Yes.
Yes. And the second one?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I still have it, but it isn't great. No.
How many did you ruin until you've learned how to properly load your brush?
I would say 2 or 3 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm this brush right here. I can hold it up to the camera.
Yeah.
This is my third, like, size 0 from Raphael, and the first 2 I ruined. Like the first one I ruined within 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I watched all the fucking videos on how to not ruin your brush, and I guess you gotta learn, right? I also ruined my first airbrush needle. It took me around, I don't know, 2 or 3 days, and it was fucked. So,
Yeah, I thought I had ruined mine, but it was just paint that I had clogged on the top. So I bought a new needle, and when I was about to change it, I was like, this isn't broken. So now I have 2 needles.
yeah, mine was shooting upwards because I disassembled it because it was clogged, because I didn't get the mixture with the thinner right. And I disassembled it, and I pulled on the needle, and it slipped from my hand, and it shot into the table, and
Whoa.
the tip was bent, and that was really bad, so I had to replace it. And then I just started modding my airbrush.
Yeah, it's weird with airbrushing. I mean, it was like, it was almost like if it was like you were afraid of airbrushing in the beginning. Like, okay, so I bought all this stuff, and I don't want it to, break, or so you just almost didn't use it in the right way. Until you, like, now I can just and yeah, and I'm not that great at cleaning it afterwards. I just do a screw. And, but in the beginning it was like, okay, so now I put it on the so
that's it for me too. I mean, yesterday I did the whole range of terrain from the Octarius box. Got something here, and I used like 3 browns on that, all over every piece of terrain. And then I went in with, I don't know, 4 or 5 colors of inks, to just a bit of red here and a bit of blue there, and just to give it variation. And today I went over it with, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 colors for dry brushing, and now it will get an oil wash. But after that I was just spritzing everything out, running some isopropyl alcohol through it, and just hung it back up. Sometimes I take the needle out and oil it a bit, and the only time when this thing gets into the ultrasonic cleaner is when I used varnish, because varnish fucks up your seals so bad. It is not a good thing for the airbrush, but to be honest, varnish from the can, I can't use it. It always looks like shit. It's too thick. It turns cloudy and stuff. And the Vallejo varnish from the airbrush looks amazing.
Have you tried the ultra matte one?
No.
AK, I think it is. This one. Where's the camera? There we go.
No, I haven't tried that.
It's insane. It's really nice. I got it. I think Marco talks about it a lot in his
satin gloss. I can't reach it right now, but I'm using this stuff here.
Okay, yeah.
But that was the satin one, and I can't reach it's too far back in the cupboard.
No.
All right.
So we just had our first mishap. I don't know if anybody caught it, but my girlfriend is out, and she called right now during the interview. So I don't know if anything happened right now, but we'll see.
On this side, I didn't see anything, so I didn't hear anything. Nice. So I think we're fine. And there's this crazy thing called life, and it doesn't stop while we're recording. I tried to implement that, but I couldn't get it through couldn't run it through the general at the house here. So the general said, nope, we won't stop breathing or doing anything just because you're recording. So deal with that. All right. So that was your journey into the hobby. And that was a short one because we are both like starters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have the audacity to do a podcast on YouTube about this topic, and we barely know nothing about it. And this is the beauty of this hobby. If you're doing this for fun, and you're doing it from the heart and with some good intentions, people let you do it, and people like it.
Yeah.
I mean, we are both like kind of out there persons, and they let us go out there and just be and do our stuff. And this is so nice about this hobby. When you're doing this in other hobbies, people often will try to put you down and say, yeah, but you're just a starter. You don't know shit. And actually, if you got some talent and if you got the will to power through and try to learn, a year is a solid starting ground for forming opinions and building a skill set. So, and it's over a year. I think we were in 18 months now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
And the thing is that also I do. I'm a team leader at work, and I do a bit of coaching. I coach Thai boxing, and the thing is that you always see when teaching that even if someone is better at something, it doesn't mean they're a good teacher, and you never know what the student will pick up on. So you might just have a way of saying something or explaining something that could just ignite that spark. So I just want to put stuff out there and maybe ignite some sparks, just help out and share my stuff, share other people's stuff, just to have a feel good moment in the hobby, really.
Yeah, that's what basically all my life is about. I like to spark some flames in a positive way. I mean, my work is everything I'm doing here, like doing audio production, doing video production, filming people. That is my daily job. I'm doing this for events. I'm doing this for trainers, coaches that want to reach like whole companies and want to do a video course or whatever. So I love this so much that I'm doing this in my free time. And all I want to do is inspire people. And I can't do this with like life tips and stuff, but I can do it with my painting. And that's a perfect way to bridge over to our next topic, and that is what we've painted.
Yeah, cool.
So
should I start?
I start? I don't care. Let's do the tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, you go ahead and start. I've been talking way much, so yeah, go ahead.
No problem, man. So I painted a miniature from Loot Studios that came out, I think, in November. And I printed it, and I assembled it, and I primed it, and I was really happy. And I wanted it to show it to my wife, and the ground of the base was completely flat, and I put it on one of these handles with the glue stuff on top. I was like, "Babe, look, I made the clunk." Fuck. Oh. It fell down, it broke, it shattered into pieces. And I was like, okay, I really want to paint this. I'm doing this again. And it made it to painting, and I broke it 2 times during painting, which gets me to, I will never use this resin again. This resin is so brittle, I will never use it again. But I still powered through, and I painted it, and I will put on some pictures. It has a nice OSL, and the face got a bit weird because I tried new things. Miniac had this amazing video of how he studied people doing makeup.
Makeup, yeah.
and then applying it to his face painting. And I tried some of this stuff, and yeah, I'm not that happy with the face, but I'm happy with the OSL, and generally the lighting in this piece really worked for me. And I found out about most of my issues while painting, doing this piece. My main issue that I'm working on right now is smoothness. I have trouble applying paint that way that it's really smooth. I get the transitions done, but it still looks kind of grainy sometimes, and that annoys me, and I'm working on that. That's my main learning topic at the moment. So
How
yeah,
big was it? Was it bigger?
It's 75 mil. Wait, let me grab it from the shelf, and I'll grab some AURE to hold next to it. So that's the AURE.
There we go. Yeah.
And the lighting, I think, went really well.
Yeah. With that size, you should be able to do like more of airbrush blending. That Emil talks about a lot. Yeah, it's nice.
I actually tried to, but wait, right back. Okay, so I tried airbrush blending, and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to, because it actually is pretty tiny. So the features are pretty small, and the shoulder pads are. This is a 75 millimeter miniature. At least they say it is, but the shoulder pads are smaller, at least half the size of a normal Space Marine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
those are huge shoulder pads.
Yes. So this was a bit tricky to do. Yeah, and then I started doing a kill team board. First, I wanted to glue everything in place and set the terrain, and then do all the modeling compound and stones and stuff. But Kill Team lives from destructible buildings, setting up new scenes and stuff. So gluing it all down was a bad idea. So I decided to make the board like a real board, 10 millimeter wood, and just do a flocking on top with some rocks and some water effects and stuff. So it's just a nicer board compared to the cardboard stuff you get in the boxes. Yeah, that's
so when do you get your room for playing? I mean, now you have a second room for your hobby. So
I don't know. I made we have this huge dining table downstairs. I made it myself, and it's from old wooden planks, and I took 2 months to build the stupid table because I was cleaning everything up, and really old wood planks. And then I started playing 40K. I started playing Age of Sigmar, and I needed something to play on. So I made 6 of those squares and magnetized them, so I can put them on the big table and have a nice round of Age of Sigmar. But we painted it's everything is painted on, and I did this with my daughter, and we had a lot of fun. It isn't looking super professional, and maybe someday I will start flocking this board too. But we had some nice rounds playing on that. Yeah, that was everything I did for the hobby. And at the moment I'm cutting up 2 videos. One video is about it's grabbing the tip I did in the last video. Paint a palette cleanser. And I'm doing something about this. So try new stuff, try stuff that isn't going in your army, try stuff you're giving away, try new techniques and stuff. And the other thing is about Mothercolor, but it's Mothercolor Light. So you don't mix in the Mothercolor into everything you make, but you try to build up the miniature from the same tones.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a cheated version of Mothercolor. Yeah, so that's what I've painted, what I've done for my channels. What about you, mate?
Yeah. So I'm always working on some kind of commission. I tend to ask for a long lead time so I can work when I feel inspired instead of under a strict deadline or something like that. I'm 9 out of 10 times, if it isn't something that I really feel like doing, I won't accept like less than 60 or even 90 days.
Yeah.
So I have time. So right now I'm working on some Marvel Crisis Protocol miniatures. I just banged out the easy ones first. The ones that doesn't have any OCell or something or anything like that. And then I'm going into like, just show some stuff here. I'm going to do. He sent me like all the magic dudes, so it's going to be a lot of
Oh, sweet.
OSL and stuff coming in on those guys. So it's going to take a lot more airbrush work. So just setting stuff up for that. And the big thing I did, it was actually some time ago, but I felt like I wanted to talk about it because of the topic today. I did my own diorama for Butterfly for Hannah, the main topic of today's episode.
This is so amazing, bro.
This was of course a really personal piece. It was weird because I always like to plan out what I do firsthand and draw it up and stuff like that. But this one just came like pouring out of me. It's weird. I just sat down one day and I looked at the plinth and I was like, okay, I'm going to just go all in there. So I just put up all of those bricks are laid by hand. They're cast in like the acrylic resin that you buy from Green Stuff World. And they're cast in silicone, and I placed them by hand. And that was just painting. It's a personal piece, of course.
It's really personal. The main topic of this episode is, I think.
Before we get to the main topic, you forgot about one thing. You dropped the tidbit before about almost losing your leg.
Ooh.
I want to hear that story.
You want to hear that story? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it was. I actually thought for a brief second this morning that I was going to lose my leg, and I had some kind of horrible disease or something else. It was, I don't know, 6:30 in this morning. And I went to the only place where a man really is alone, and that's the toilet. And I just sat there and was pretty sleepy. And then I looked at my right leg, and I nearly jumped off the toilet and was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose this leg. What the fuck is this? I'm going to die because my leg, like, a spot this big on my upper leg was like brown, blue, yellow, red. It was like, and it was dark. I didn't put on the light. It was just the environmental light coming in, and there was like this huge spot of different colors, and it looked like a horrible infected disease. And I was sitting there staring at him. Oh my God, I'm going to die. What is this? Someone get the chainsaw and rip this leg off. I don't want to die right now. Sitting on the shit up. And this was about 10 seconds of horror. And then I went like, and licked my finger, rubbed on it because I was, where is this coming from? So yesterday I sat here and painted all of this terrain stuff, and I'm always wearing those basketball shorts at home because we have a pretty warm home, and my girls turn up the heat to 11, and we always have like 24 degrees in the house, which is when you got good insulation and we don't use gas. We've got a like a solar thingy on the roof, and we are heating with wood pellets. So this is pretty energy efficient and environmentally friendly because otherwise, another topic. But I was like rubbing this off, and I'm always wearing this basketball shorts, and I must have dropped like a load of paint on my leg while doing this, and it seeped through the shorts and left a huge stain on my leg. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to die.
How are the shorts? That's the really.
The funny thing is, I'm wearing the shorts right now, and there's nothing on it. It seeped right through onto my leg, but I can't see any stain on the shorts.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, really crazy.
I had one of those like moments, two maybe, but first my kid got in my chair and he opened the Camera paint.
Ooh.
And he pressed the red one really hard, and it was like squirted up red all over his pajamas.
Oh no!
And that pajamas couldn't be saved. But and the first time I airbrushed black inks. I don't have like a ventilator for airbrushing, so I just do it like some other people do, like into a cardboard box. But I wasn't that sufficient at it yet. So the next morning I was feeling like a little bit clogged, and I went to sneeze, and the whole paper was black.
Oh!
So, whoa!
Yeah. So it looked like someone shot your kid, and it looked like you were riddled with a horrible disease or a demon coming out of your nose. I nearly lost my leg, so this hobby ain't for the faint of heart.
Exactly.
Nice. Okay, so we pumped up I'm missing English words sometimes. This is
We did warn them in the beginning that we are Europeans that are trying to speak English. So they're fairly warned. If they made it this long into the hobby, the podcast, they know they're here by their own fault.
Yeah, sorry, mates. If you don't want to just listen to us speak in horrible English, you can also join the Discord and see us write in horrible English too.
yes. And speaking about that, let's have a shout out for our listener at least. It's hi Dennis. Hi.
Hey Dennis. Yes, this guy is all up in this. He's the most supportive person that I know of.
Yes, the greatest title also on the Squidmart channel.
Yeah.
What's it?
It's the Snack Lord.
Snack Lord. Yeah. That's a great title.
Yeah. So if you like personal shoutouts, feel free to be an amazing person on Discord, and you picked one. I will pick up someone too. On our Discord, it's Zarail, who's an amazing person, cheering everybody on when they do their paint jobs. And he's been, I think, in every stream I did. And he's watching all the videos. He became a Patreon, like Larvedo too. Dennis is also a patron of mine. Amazing guys, just giving back some love here. I hope you guys hear this. And with all that fun we just had and all the love we just talked about, I will have to push you into the bit harder topic of today's episode. And that is the really sad but amazing contest you organized that went far and wide through the hobby community. and did so many things. I was just stunned by. I was just stunned by the persons that reached out and what became of it. But I don't want to take that from you. Man, I hope you can stomach talking a bit about your sister and what happened. So don't mind me asking, how did it come to this contest?
Well, for starters, I mean, my sister was her name was Hannah, and she was 2 years younger than me. She was to turn 34 this year. She always struggled with demons and with her self-esteem, and yeah, it's been really hard for especially my mom, having to carry a lot of weight during the years. But as for the competition, I mean, so she passed away the 2nd of November. There was a lot of turmoil, of course. We knew that she had tried it before a couple of times, and this time it worked, but we still don't know actually if it was meant to work or if it was a cry for help that went too far.
Sorry to interrupt you, mate. Just to clarify this to the listeners, she decided to leave this place.
Yeah, we know that she put herself in a position that there was a cry for help, and that was one of the outcomes. And we think that maybe while being there, the second part of it, the actual happening of it might have been an accident, but
yeah,
that doesn't really lessen it. It just makes it hard in a different way. Really, it makes it sad that she maybe didn't have lost all hope. Just it's turned out that way. So and for the hobby side of it, I mean, like the first month, really, like the whole of November, I was just going through it with my parents and my family, and everybody handles grief in such a different way.
For sure.
There is really no right way. There's just your way of doing it, and my being the way that I am, that I talked about earlier, like I'm super focused on something. I felt like I wanted to do something just to make the smallest of change, in like if we could get some kind of donations for the Tim Berling Foundation that I chose, to maybe be able to help someone, and then of course for reasons that I maybe want to get something out of it, like art, like I thought that maybe somebody sees it and pays something that I can have to remember this by, like a positive art or force of the outcome of sorts. But I never in my wildest dreams thought that it would be this big. I put it out there. I had asked you and 4 other persons to judge it for me, since I didn't really. I wasn't sure where I would be when it was, like, how I would feel about the pieces or anything, or I haven't done anything like this before, so it was very new to me. So I asked some of you that I felt I had connected with in some way to help me out, and that was the first response, really. Like all five of you judges like wrote back instantly and like, oh my god, this is amazing, of course I'll help. And that of course spurred it on, like, okay, maybe this isn't a bad idea. And then when I put it out there, I did that late. That's actually another story. I asked Teals over at Brush Coven, a Discord, to like, could I host? Could I have his Discord, like a channel there for people if they needed to talk during the competition? And being in different time zones, he put that out, and he made the chat live before I had posted the post. So seeing that, I just posted it in like, okay, it's up. So I posted it late Thursday night, and I woke up to this outpour of like love, really. Yeah, it was really overwhelming, like I keep saying. I mean, some people were just like, of course, everybody was giving their condolences and writing me. Some had really hard time knowing what to write, and that's also a thing. Like, there's really nothing wrong you can say, almost. I mean, it's like that you reach out and say something at all. It shows that you care in some way. I mean, if you take the time, the message that you write doesn't have to be perfect. So I felt that right out of the gate, I had enormous response, and like Squidmar backed it right away. He like pushed it out into his channels, and like the Squiddies, his community posted about it, and yeah, they were really a strong force for it right away, and then like it just kept going and growing after that. So the biggest thing really was when Roman Lapat reached out, of course, and wanted to do trophies for it, and
that was crazy, man.
Yeah. It was, I couldn't really believe that. And yeah, he was the one who actually sent me the little girl that I used on my own diorama as well. It's the same little girl that it's on the trophies. So, yeah, what's more to say? I mean, I've had a lot of... people have written like, I've been chatting with people that is like, okay, I'm having a hard time today. Can I talk to you? And people, and I, of course, it's been that kind of conduit too. Like, people have opened up and isn't afraid to reach out if they having a hard time, and I really appreciate that. That shows that there was some change. Yeah, and then there is like other content creators like doing charity streams, and I had this other Swedish fellow doing like he sculpted butterflies so that people could put them on their miniatures, just to get more people to join, and yeah, people have been, it's been amazing, really, and that's just during the competition. I mean, of course, the first like 2 weeks after it was announced, it was like a roller coaster. I was like, wow, what's happening? People are being so supportive, but then of course also like being reminded why this was happening, and what had happened. So it's being a little bit of bittersweet. and then after the first 2 weeks, when it's hard to say, but it almost felt like it slowed down. I think now, thinking back on it, of course, people at that time were like, okay, I now know what I figure out what they want to paint and start their actual work, but the constant feedback that I got in the beginning slowed down during time, of course. And then there was Jan and Scott had it on their podcast, and then it picked back up again, and people started writing, and yeah, so it's been all over the place, and that's just only the competition during it. But now that I actually gotten the results and seeing what people actually put out, I mean, it's insane. It's really insane. I wrote with this guy. People have been so curious. Like he wrote me the Friday, and I think the 28th was Monday or Tuesday. He wrote me like the Friday before, and he asked me like, okay, so how many submissions do you have? And I think I had like 28 at that point, and we ended up at 73. So
crazy.
During that last weekend, people were like, okay, yeah. But of course, that's the way people. If I would have painted something for a competition, I probably pour my heart out in the last days. Also, of course. Yeah. So it's been it's been something beautiful, but also like I said, yeah, bittersweet towards but then again, like having the support and people behind me, and not only like that's the thing. I mean, people sharing stuff and commenting like the post. That's one thing, but everything that's going on behind the scenes, like people really reaching out and having like conversations with you, talking about like making connections, really. That's what I think was the biggest part of it, and I felt like I really made friends in a way. I mean, I made people I want to like follow them on their journey and see where this hobby takes them, for sure. And for me, it was like, okay, I was focused before, but this just showed me like I want to continue doing this hobby. I mean, I want to do this podcast. I want to start doing YouTube videos. I just want to commit more into a place that makes me feel this good and makes each other feel this good. I mean, everybody's there for each other. That's the main thing. That even as much as I've seen people write me, I've also seen people telling the same thing, like my DM is open and I also struggle with this stuff. You can always reach out, and I really think that the community is it's a wonderful place, and I want to focus and grow that part of it, like not trying to single out or talk too much negativity, but focusing on our love for the hobby and what we actually do for each other. I mean, many painters out there are introverts, and they still need to express themselves towards their art, with their art, and they really want to it seems like evoke a response in people, and I want to engage in that. So yeah,
that's something I felt immediately. I mean, you contacted me, I knew what was going on, And
that was actually a thing that before anything of this, I put out a post on my Swedish Facebook page, like my personal page, that just a picture of me and my sister, and like a text just saying that what happened in short terms, just because I couldn't handle people like calling or texting. I just wanted to be left alone those first days, and you were the first one that actually reached out from the community, having translated that post, I think, and that was beautiful, man.
Thank you. It was meant that way, because I too have lost someone important, not due to mental health, but due to cancer. Basically, I lost my dear mother to cancer, and I knew how devastated you can be when you lose someone that is really important to you. And I saw this picture and I was like, wait, I don't get this, but this is like an old photo, and people normally don't post that when there's no deeper message behind this. And I translated it, and I was like, oh, damn, what do I do now? And you put a link there to this service. I didn't know this service, but you could like light a candle digitally and leave a message. And I felt like I needed to reach out, and it started from there. And what I witnessed during this whole thing was, so I saw you starting this competition, and on Squidmore Discord, it was like instantly going viral, to put in this terms. And the first thing I was like, okay, I'm grabbing this message and I'm getting on the nerves of every moderator on every Discord that I know of, because I wanted to push this, because you don't see stuff like this every day. People having to take such a big loss and doing their best to help others and trying to get at least something positive out of this. And it touched me, and there we were, getting on the nerves of moderators, and everyone posted it. And the next few days were so fast, and so many things happened, like the trophies, like prizes from all over the world, I think. Yeah, it's like people were sending in prizes. And by the way, you need to tell me what was in that massive voodoo surprise box. I need to know that.
Yeah, I do too. Actually, the winner just got it, and he said he was like, "Oh my god, it's insane!" And I said, "Okay, send me a picture. I want to know what's inside." And he said he can't fit it in a picture, but he will send it when he has. So
wow,
I really don't know.
So and after getting people to post this, other people reached out to me, and I would have like 2.5 discussions when people reached out to me and said, "I'm not feeling good. Can I talk to you?"
Yeah.
And other people that said, "You know what? I'm seeing the pain this caused, and I'm going to reach out for help now," which is insane. It is really insane that you managed to touch people in such a big way. And that's why I still stand 100% behind this competition. And maybe you nice people out there could help me on this one, because I had the idea to make this like a yearly competition. and we talked about this, and I need you to get on the Discord and bug this man to make this a yearly competition.
Yeah.
Not, I don't think there will always be big prizes and stuff, but just to do a friendly competition in the community and maybe get your, oh, there's the sun crying. Maybe.
Yeah, you heard him. Yeah,
maybe just to get the word out and keep the awareness level a bit up. I would really be happy if you would jump on the Discord and bug this guy to make this a daily competition, a yearly competition with me.
Yeah. It's one feedback that I did get during all of this was that it was very refreshing, it being about something like a butterfly, like something that our hobby really often gets like grim and dark, and there's a lot of skulls and weapons and stuff like that. So I think we had a lot of like people being challenged and feeling inspired to do something provoking, evocative, like beautiful. I really feel like we tapped into like art side of it. So I really like that. So, and I don't know what I will feel in about a year when this, if we might do something again, and if so, if it will even be butterflies. I mean, there's a lot of Hannah that you can explore. Of course, she had an amazing talent for art, and so there's of course more things that we can do, but let's see. For now, I just wanna focus on what it was, and we'll see. Yeah.
Could you tell us why it was a butterfly? Where did the name Butterfly for Hannah come from?
Of course, she was always sketching and drawing. Mostly, she's been really into like portraits, like doing like of celebrities, or cool. She's even done like portraits of me and my kid and other people. But she had this thing for butterflies. I don't really know where it came from, but she had a tattoo with a butterfly, and she painted a lot of them, and even like doing like arts and crafts. Like she'd do like butterflies with clay, and like have a magnet for the fridge, and she do like napkins holders covered in butterflies. So she really liked butterflies, and she really liked like the color purple. That was like her stuff. And when we were like, I think it was the day after we found out, me, my parents, and my girlfriend were in her apartment, just looking through stuff and trying to find if there was a letter or anything like that. And then I stumbled across this butterfly on her hobby desk. You see it over here in the corner. And then I just thought, okay, when the idea came to me about the competition, the butterfly was the short choice, really. So that's one.
So this was a pretty hard thing to deal with, and the competition kept you on a constant level of awareness about the situation. Was it harder for you to deal with that, or did it, like, I don't know how to put it, like, did it soften the blow a bit?
I think, like I said before, we tend to grieve in different ways.
Yeah.
For me, it was like I felt the best when I felt like I've helped someone, or like I saw that we got a donation, or like, okay, I'm turning I'm turning this really hard and horrible thing into it's something good is coming out of it at least. But then again, I mean, I had such an amazing backup with like the judges and people donating prizes. For me, it was like, okay, I don't want to do a competition. Just like, you know, asking for, okay, you have to follow me, you have to comment, you have to share.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything like that. I don't want to distaste this contest with something like that. I just want to put it out there. And what I did instead was like, okay, if you win this, I will donate to the cause in your name.
Yeah.
And that was really everything that I was going to do. And then like people put like, okay, we have to get more eyes on this, and how do we do that? Then people started donating just to get awareness of it. And like Maciej, one of the judges, he like poured his work time into like doing this like a forum for judging, and now we have a Google like a gallery of all the submissions. I didn't do anything of those stuff. I mean, I had help, and that's really, of course, I can't thank you guys enough for like carrying some of the burden. I mean, and that's also the beautiful part. I mean, people were doing this like they felt they wanted to. It wasn't. I mean, people was like that donated stuff wasn't like, okay, you have to show my name. I chose to show the people that donated, like, okay, he will donate you this because I wanted to make sure that I appreciated people, but I don't think anybody really like wanted to how do you say it, like
do it for attention.
No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, that's the feeling I had, and just to clarify and to give some love back, we will link the Instagram accounts of all the judges in the show notes, and if you like what they did, even if it was in the background and you didn't see all of it, but I was in the middle of it, and they were like putting real work in and taking so much time to look at all those wonderful pieces. And for me, it took me 2 evenings to get all the ratings in, and people took way longer. The other judges, and one guy, as you said, made the Google forms, and others were like constantly in the chat organizing stuff and referencing the pictures for others, so everyone knew what piece we were talking about. It was amazing, and I will link all of them in the show notes. And if you want to do something good on your side, please go and follow those guys, because they are amazing hobbyists and amazing people. Maybe write them a short note. Thank you for helping out in the contest, and I bet you will make their days. I bet you will make their days. They will fall off their chair from joy. And this is what this hobby is about. But as I'm going through the show notes, one not so nice thing happened. Would you tell me about that too?
Oh yeah. It was like, again, it had to do with me not being I didn't think that this would get this big. I wasn't prepared for it, really. So I didn't set up like links for donations, like I could follow this much. So being in contact with the foundation, being Tim Berling Foundation, now afterwards they're having a hard time like collecting all the donations. They don't they can't search for the Butterfly for Hannah tag.
Yeah.
Like I thought that would be like, of course they could, but it seems like they can't. So I don't really have a clear amount of how much we pulled in. I have had people like send me receipts, like I've donated this much, this stream did this much. So I know that we did like gather money for the cause. But learning that, of course, it felt like at first I know I wrote you about it.
Yeah.
It feels like kind of a receipt that I wanted for myself for like, okay, I did some change.
Yeah.
But then again, as you said, it was like the money is just part of it. That's not really the big change that matters. And I think you're right on that part. I mean, the people and the community and that's the real change. I
Yeah.
think.
Also, I kind of see it like this: if you, and this is nobody, please don't get me wrong. This is a real hard, a real horrible topic, and I cannot grasp how much this loss took from you. But as far as I see it, if you manage to save just one person with this competition, and I bet there will be more people who started reaching out, people who started talking. But if you manage to save one person with this is a win. Even if you took a big loss, but you turned this into a win because, yeah, you've maybe saved lives with this.
Yeah, that's it's hard to think about, but yeah, maybe at least I think I made people's lives like they felt listened to, and maybe I helped somebody just get out of their shell a little bit, and I think that's a win too.
Yeah, definitely. And you spread the love, you spread the awareness, and you brought people together. And people are on our Discord just for being there because of this competition and taking part of it. And that is so beautiful. So, again, plugging the Discord for clarification. He's got a YouTube channel he's starting. I've got my YouTube channel, and we got this podcast. And we didn't want a paywall. And you automatically join when you will become a patron of me or of him or of whatever. And there's a link you can get for the Discord. So you don't need to pay to get on this Discord. And you don't need 3 Discords. Not one for the podcast and one for his stuff and one for my stuff. We put it all together because we can't do this without each other. So why split up people that could be really compatible? You can choose the channel where you want to talk about it. All right. This was a really hard main topic for the first episode.
I think we should. I think we should talk about one more thing. With
Yes.
Judging. We judged the pieces on like 4 what do you say, topics or
4 categories, yeah.
Yeah, 4 categories, and we had paint job, we had incorporation of theme, we had creativity, and we had story.
Yeah.
So as you see when you put those together, there is a lot of like it was important to me that not only like you could paint something perfectly and have like it's amazing, and then I just take another, and I just take a butterfly and I just put it on there and I win the competition.
Nope.
So I wanted it to be like have a more thought, and I really don't know if it's almost like we wouldn't have to have those, because people put so much soul and so much time and thought into their pieces. I mean, it's been it was amazing just seeing how different people tackle the subject, but there was almost none that I felt like was tacked on.
Yeah.
Really. You hear the kids screaming in the background?
Yeah, but that's okay. If people can have cats and dogs and whatnot around, I think kids are fine too. I mean,
I just
as we said,
that I haven't locked the door, so he might come stumbling in here, but we'll see.
I mean, as we said before, life won't stop happening just because we're recording a podcast. So, what I experienced next to people talking to me, this was with the judging. Judging is hard. It is really hard, and you have to do multiple passes, which takes a lot of time for 73 miniatures. Because you open the first 3 up and they're like 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And then you open up the 4th and you're like, oh wait, this is also 10 out of 10, but it's better than the other 4 or 3. And then you start adjusting stuff. You have to build like kind of a roster for yourself. Don't get me... Maybe I'm apologizing too much, but don't get me wrong here. First place is not the best paint job in the whole collection. It is it's a solid, it's an amazing paint job, but it is simply put not the best paint job. But the incorporation of the theme, the story, and the creativity were shit. He hit that out of the park. It was so good. I opened it and I immediately let go of my mouse and was like, oof, this hits hard. Yes. But we will talk about this in a minute because I think we are through with the main topic. And we will just transition now to our hobby cheats.
Flashy.
All right, transitioning to our hobby cheats. And in this case, I just have one that I've added to the list. And I will be doing a video on this. Maybe I should link the video that inspired me. And it's from Ninjon. And he did a video about Mothercolor. This is a basic color that you put into every of your paints that you use on the miniature.
It's the one with the necromancer, right? Necromancer raising the skeletons.
No, I think it's no, it's a necromancer. Yeah, it's a necromancer. Yeah. The lady raising.
Really nice video. Yeah.
Amazing, and the paint job looks really good. And I thought, okay, this is a good concept, and I think it comes from fine art. And I was thinking about, is there an easier way, like the lazy man's way, to achieve this? And the miniature I painted from Loot, I grabbed that concept, and I used some basic red tones, like similar red tones, to build up the pants and to build up the armor and the stuff, just to have common grounds. Also, the trims were kind of influenced by this basic color, and I built up all my highlights from this dark base red, like more of a hull red, and I added some of this to the pants, and I will show you the process that I did. And if you're interested in tying your pieces together, using this Mothercolor technique or using similar tones to build up different things, you can build up to a purple, so the dark red, you can build this up to the purple, or you can build it up to an orange or a normal red. And this works really well, and it gave me the feeling of tying the mini really together, tying the paint job together. And this will be one of the next videos, and if you want to try this, feel free to. I hope it will work out. Also, I want to spoil something. Just doing this off script. I am on stream, I think, every Friday, and I'm painting this wonderful miniature here on stream, which I used a lot of crazy techniques for, that went semi-well, and now I'm fixing my mistakes. Hanging out on stream gives me a real productivity boost and a real creativity boost. So yeah, jump in. I'm starting late in the evening on Fridays. Shameless self-plug.
Yeah, looks amazing, and I'm looking forward to the YouTube video also.
This will not be on YouTube. I decided to make this stream only.
Yeah, I mean the loot one.
Oh yeah, this is after my palette cleanser. I think it will be the next video because the patrons voted on it. Yeah, this is everything about my barely legal hobby cheats. Doing Mothercolor.
We need like a roar or something like.
Yeah, because it's Bear from Bear, stupid wordplay. But I have a dad joke license. Yeah, I have a license. You also have the license. So this
Yes.
podcast will be full of stupid dad jokes, and you can
also, I'm from Gothenburg in Sweden, and Gothenburg in Sweden is known for having bad dad jokes. Like I live in the city of bad dad jokes.
Oh damn. So there's nothing you can do about it. You have to go through all the stupid dad jokes because we are licensed. Sorry.
Yep.
And he's like the mayor of
The mayor of dad jokes. Yeah.
The mayor of Dad Joke City. All right.
Okay, so the next segment is my segment, right?
It's all yours, mate.
Witness this mini is my wordplay. So what we're going to do, like we're going to pick. I'm going to pick something out of the Discord or the community, something that caught my eye, and we're going to show it here, talk about it every episode. And of course, this being about Butterfly for Hannah, I thought we begin with talking about the top.
1 second.
Do top one?
Heartbreak. You forgot something that was in the show notes when you were talking about your journey into the hobby, and that is, where does your name come from?
Oh yeah.
Because this topic, Witness this mini, doesn't make any sense if people don't know that your tag online is Witness my minis. And where does this come from?
It's a long and weird story, but back in I think it was first grade or second grade, we had a teacher named Bruce Wingate. He was, I think he was like our woodwork teacher.
Yeah.
And when we fast forward a little bit, so we were like in high school, my friend shows his first Hotmail account, and he typed in so he wanted to sound cool, and he got like Wingate 32 for some reason, and he still has that tag today, Wingate is his name.
Mm-hmm.
So being I don't know how old we were, 12 or 14 or something like that, I wanted a cool tag too, and I really liked the W. And we were playing a lot of RPGs back in those days. Yeah. So we were playing World of Darkness, like Vampire Masquerade and Werewolf the Apocalypse and everything like that. And there was this game called Hunter the Reckoning. You were playing normal people that had been given the gift of sight to be able to see through the veil and see who was vampires and who was changelings, and so they basically had they were going up with vampires, but they were nobodies. They could see it, and maybe they could make something very hard, but there were nobodies in skill or power level, if we're speaking like that. And the first one to get those powers in that world, his name was Wittness, of course. And so I tagged that. That was my first email, my first Hotmail, and I still have it. It's still my I still use it. I've used it like in all my games and stuff like that. And so when I posted my first miniature, what's it gonna called? And then I used to, of course, it's going to be something with Wittness, and that's where Wittness my minis were born. Fun, another fun side note is that when I shouted it out to my buddies, one of them said, "Wittness my penis." I was like, okay, no. and now I've put it out there, so it's going to be a lot of memes, I think. But, yeah.
Oh yeah, that would. Yeah. Don't let Lavedo hear this. He will make a meme about this with a lot of dicks in it.
Yep. I'll give you that one, mate. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, that one was a free for all.
Yeah. So now we get into the topic. Witness this minis where we witness your minis. And
your minis, guys, please, your minis, not your penis. Your minis, we don't want dick pics.
No. Very clear distinction there. Okay, so
should we start with number 3?
Yeah, we could go that way.
Yeah.
So you Björn will put something up here so you can see it while we talk. Yeah, magic. So the third one was really thought-provoking. It had a arts and crafts feel, I think, with the butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like that part of it, I haven't shared that with you, but that part of it, I feel like that might have been something that Hannah would have done herself. So that hit home for me. But of course, I didn't have... I didn't judge it, so that was all you guys. But it's really heartbreaking. I mean, with the expression of it, the tear down the cheek, and I know I wrote this to one of the judges, and I think I wrote it to you too. With the, it almost feels like it could be part of like a funeral arrangement, like it would be like at home, like with flowers surrounding it, and it fit the theme, and it's amazing. It really is.
So the again, not one of the most outstanding paint jobs. I think he's agreeing to it. It sounded like that.
Yep.
Not one of the most outstanding paint jobs, still a solid one, but the piece hit really hard. Like all the things combined, like paint job is just one quarter of all that.
Yeah.
The butterflies swirling upwards, and it, for me, it had this like this feeling of, oh, I'm relieved of my I'm relieved of my shackles on this plane, and I can finally rise up, and the butterflies rising up to the heavens. It really had a beautiful symbolic behind it. It was an amazing piece, and it really touched me. Amazing job, really amazing job.
Yeah.
So the second one had some little details I first missed.
It's Chris, who made this, actually reached out to me very, very early on, and he talked me through his idea of the piece. He was not the only one doing this. Also, people were kind of afraid to step on toes.
Yeah.
They wanted to check with me, like, is this okay? Can I do this? Is this and I will always tell them, like, okay, it's your piece. You're doing this for a good cause.
Yeah.
Like, do what you need to do. And I thought right away that his idea was amazing. With the butterflies on one sleeve and the demons on the other one, just showing the aspects of like the beautiful in life, the hope, and then the struggling and the dark side. And then of course that he chose to write her name on the dog tag.
That really
it's,
hit.
Yeah, it hits home. And another thing that I haven't shared with you or Chris is that at Hannah's funeral, she had we listened to her Spotify and choosing songs to have during the arrangements, and she had told my mom that when things were really tough, she had like a pickup song, a song that she would listen to, and
Okay.
it's called "My Soldier." So, and it's Swedish, so it means soldat in Swedish, and it's really about like, if you're feeling down, let me be your soldier, let me carry you through this, let me fight for you. That's
Cool.
kind of yeah. So it also being like a soldier piece, it hits home on so many levels.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
It's an amazing piece. First, I was like, okay, the incorporation. The first look I had at it, amazing paint job, and I think he used like stencils or like transfers to put the butterflies on, and I looked at it and was like, yeah, okay, you painted a nice reconnect. I think it's reconnect, right? The bust.
I don't know really. I've seen it before, but I don't know where it's from.
Yeah.
I think though I think he wrote to me and to another one that the butterflies are freehand.
It's freehand. So
yeah,
I don't want to do it any injustice. So he put on the butterflies on the arm, and from further away was like, okay, he painted a nice bust and he made butterfly tattoos. That's not that hard core of incorporating the theme and story and stuff. But then I looked through the other pictures, and then I found the dog tag with the name, and I found the other arm, which is like filled with the things she fought inside of her.
Yeah.
And then this piece really got to me and was like, oof.
And it's also like if you turn it to that side with the demons, there's also like a little bit like a little walkie-talkie, like with an old green screen, and there's also a picture of a butterfly coming through. So it's like even in the darkest side of it all, there's a little bit of shiner of a hope showing through. So yeah, I think it's really
Crazy piece.
thought through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were other crazy good pieces with a a story that was so deep that my idiot brain didn't get them at first. Luckily, we have a lot of smart people on the jury team, so they explained them to me, or we explained the meanings of different pieces together, and it was so sweet. But a thing every judge was 100% dead sure about was the piece that got first place.
Yes, it was totally unanimous that Lee painted the winner. There was no question about it. And as I wrote in my post when I announced it, I really feel like it's so unique. It isn't just like you see somebody taking a miniature that's like a miniature robust or anything like that and just painting it in your way, but he has twisted and turned it into it's so creative. It's like he shows another aspect. He had he dared working with resin, and also like the butterfly, it's dead center. It's the focus.
Yeah.
It's everything comes from that butterfly.
Yeah.
And like I wrote it, I mean, it's also so wonderful with art. I don't really know if he told me like he was glad that I got it, the piece. But when I wrote it, I didn't know how he intended it.
Yeah.
That's just what I felt when I saw it. Like, okay, this is how I interpret it. And for me, that is art. Like,
Yeah.
being able to look at something and like, okay, this hits me because I read it like this. For me, it was like a girl, like being dragged away by those waves, clinging on to that shining hope, and for us to see that that light illuminated her tears, and it was it's really grabbing. Then it hits, like, I saw one person in the comments, like, it's a beautiful piece. It's lot of beautiful pieces came out of this competition, but damn, this is depressing. I really thought that we could have some pieces that were like more joyful.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear that too. I do. But that's the thing with art. I mean, people interpret it in different ways, and for me, I mean, I think there's a lot of beauty in those pieces. I don't think they're not grim dark. They're not. It's also kind of fascinating that all of them shows to like focus on like hope.
Yeah.
Like there isn't any like totally like grim and just sad.
No,
there's always a little glimmer of hope somewhere, and I think I think that shows too. It's really amazing.
Yeah, the third place really had the vibe of relief for me, and the other two pieces really showed that there's hope in the darkest of situations. They really pushed that, and I have to disagree with the depressing stuff, because the hope was really centered in first place. Also, first place really showed how much a little spark of hope can do to save you from drowning, from going under. And the second piece really, second place really showed me how it really showed the struggle and the fight. So you have three different aspects in every piece, and everyone was touching, and everything had this glimmer of hope inside, and that's what made them so amazing.
Yeah.
Woof! That was a hard topic. That was really amazing.
Again. Yeah.
It was so good to talk this through with you. And I don't know if you got anything to add to this. And if not, I would like to leave the final verdict and the final outlook of what is going to become of this. I would like to leave it to you.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything more to add. I think we poured it out, all of it there. I think we talked it through. Of course, like we said before, we chose to focus on the top three. I don't want to. I just wanted to make sure that we really loved all the pieces. Every one of you, all the 73 pieces, is amazing. So. And we might be showing more in the future. I mean, there's hopefully going to be more episodes of this.
I betcha.
So, what my YouTube channel, if I get to do a shameful plug here as well, my YouTube channel is going to be about. It's of course been touched by this. I do feel like I want to bring more joy with it and focus on that stuff, but it's going to be I just wanna spread more joy and love in the community, really. And I think that this podcast could be that too. I think we could be a conduit for good mental health and being there for each other and just witnessing some minis, really.
Yeah. I want to shout out the people on the Squidmore Discord. before
For sure.
before I quit this and before I closed this, because I was in a really, really bad place mentally. And I can't shout out everyone that helped me on this Discord because it would take me another 2 hours. But there are mostly the mods and some other people around this Discord really helped me to get better and forgave me stupid shit I did. And this is what the community is about. I had so wonderful people that were just there and listened and even said things to me like, dude, stop this is stupid, get your head together. And it really picked me up, and I want to say thank you. It's your fault I'm doing this now. So I think I'm going to close this down now, and I want to thank you all for listening, my dear fellow hobbyists. And if you like this podcast, please give us a like on YouTube, give us a good rating on all the podcast services that you may be using. And I hope we brought some joy and maybe some company into your hobby life. Yeah, if you want to join the Discord, I will post a link in the description. And I thank you all so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I hope to see you next time here on PaintWater Soup.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.